All right, what's going on, everybody? Gaby Card Stacks here, and we've got a fun one today. I'm going to be showing off my entire Bowman U, Leaf, Sage, Onit, any college card that I physically own. We're going to be walking through every single player that I have, talk about them, my thoughts, why I'm holding it, at what price, everything just before we hit the college football season. Week 1 about to start. We already had week 0. I'm recording this a little before week 0, but let's just get right to it. I do want to announce I do have a new Discord. It's a college football Discord. Tons of cool channels. It's going to be where you want to be for college football season. If you enjoy college football cards, if you want to learn, make money, do whatever you want to do with college football, everything's going to be there. Channel for all products and brands. There's going to be tons of info coming out, especially as we get closer to the drop of Bowman University, and just as each week plays out, that's where you're going to want to be. All right, let's begin. I'm going to start with, I don't even know. I'm just going to start here. I think this is just going to be purely color, and I see some Joe Milton on top here. So Joe Milton, just some base stuff that I hope sells while he's hot during preseason. Ruben Owens tore his ACL. I kind of want to just get out of both of these. I'm probably into about $20 a piece there. Little No Fafita Gold. He will be in Bowman University. I was prepared for that, but I have been buying a lot of his press pass stuff just because there's going to be a lot of time before Bowman University drops. Key games for Arizona early in the season that I would like to take advantage of there. Some Bowman U National, just 2 updated guys. DJ Uyunglele, not a guy that I'm high on, not high on Florida State. And then Cameron Ward, a guy I am very high on. So wanted to buy those, about $2-3 a piece on those. So now getting into some of the color. Makai Lemon, one of my favorite buys in the product. Very low risk for the price. He's a 5-star freshman at Los Alamitos, same high school as Malachi Nelson, who did not win the job at Boise State. Big whoop. You can't rely on a true freshman or a redshirt freshman quarterback to lead you to the college football playoffs. You just can't. Makai Lemon, though, I love that. Red got that for like $10. Keon Keeley, another freshman. He's been hurt, shoulder surgery before he even stepped foot on campus. Got that for like $10, though. I like that. Donovan Ezraku, just a little gamble that I like. I don't know. He's just the best player on Boston College. I'm not expecting much out of them, but a sick color match thing, got that for $20. Caleb Downs, one of the best defense players in the country, one of the top 2026 guys, freshman All-American, might have been freshman of the year, if that's even an award. So I like that, even with this transfer jersey. Jalen Daniels, nice little red. If he can stay healthy, Kansas is going to the college football playoffs, I imagine. Jihad Campbell, just a pass rusher at Bama. Same with Kobe Prentice. You can't go wrong with the Reds. So low numbered. Trey Benson, now with the Arizona Cardinals. We'll see what he does. Shaz Preston, from Louisiana, transferred to Tulane, played with Eli Holstein also in the product as well. We'll see what he does. I don't know. Didn't do much. I don't think he even played. Maybe he didn't even see the field. But Tulane should be interesting with John Summerall there. They're going to run the rock, so we'll see. Bucky Irving, that was like $20, just a purple sapphire, really cool. And Phil Maffa, one of my favorite guys, bowling ball of a guy. What is he? 6'1", 230. He's getting all the goal line touches. We'll see how Clemson does. Everyone's kind of out on them. Can Dabo adapt? I don't know, but I like the color match there. Mason Taylor as well, one of the best tight ends in the country. Tight end is very deep this year. Tons of tight ends. You could probably go 30 deep on, very quality tight ends. And then Justice Haynes, Bama, splitting the load with Jamarion Miller. We'll see. Phil Maffa, again, just a nice little color match there. I paid up on this Jackson Arnold. I'm not a Jackson Arnold guy, but I did buy some just in case I am wrong. This, I think I paid like 70-ish, though. Not necessarily. I didn't think it was super, during the hype, before he even touched the field. But I just thought orange, you don't see the shock a lot, or surge, whatever it's called. Cam Rising, I picked this up just the first Bowman. I'm not a true color guy. I prefer autos, and we've got autos in the back that I'll rip through. But Cam Rising, I like him. If you could start a team right now, Cam Rising is one of the top 3 quarterbacks I'd pick. I just think he can get after it and give you what you need. Bucky Irving, couple oranges. I do like the color with the Oregon colors for some reason. But now at Tampa Bay, we'll see how he does. Phil Maffa, again, that was like under $10 on the color match. Taylon Green, some people like him. He's getting hype with the new college football game. He's like a 92 speed, so people like using him. Orange Sapphire, pretty cool one there. Michael Williams, one of the best edge guys. I think he's playing linebacker now with Georgia. He could be a solidified top 10 pick with a good season for sure. Probably even closer to the top 7. Dorian Singer, half PC, half, whatever. We'll see what happens. Local Pinnacle kid. I live very close. He walked on at Arizona, became all Pac-12. Honorable mention probably. I think he had over 1,000 yards. So I like Dorian Singer. Now went to USC, didn't do anything, couldn't crack the rotation. They're loaded. Now at Utah, he'll be the number 2 behind Money Parks, I imagine, but I hope he does well. Mason Taylor, again, just a gold color match. I love that. Donovan Smith, been getting hype. Some website has had him as like the number 2 quarterback, number 2 pick in the draft. I get it. Anthony Richardson has, created a lot of false hype, I guess. I don't know. His inability to throw, but he's got the rocket arm and he's so athletic, so it is what it is. Torrey Horton, I've got a couple of these. Torrey Horton Gold Sapphires, one of my favorites in the product. Then some true golds right there. Jalen Daniels, again, if he can stay healthy, I love Kansas. That schedule is ridiculous. They play Lindenburg week 1 or Lindenwood, and it gets, it's not tough at all. So there we go. Ricky White or a Gold Sapphire. I do love Ricky White. I'm going to pull those aside just to make sure I have everything aligned. Brendan Presley, his prices are climbing up. I'm glad he's getting the respect. Just disrespectful. 3rd in the country in receptions with 101 and like 996 yards, 6 touchdowns. So one of the best receivers in the country. Donovan Edwards, not a Donovan Edwards guy. Michigan fans cry and say that he's the top 5 running back in the country, whatever. Gold, there you go. Jawar Jordan, another local kid, so I'm fine keeping it, out of Hamilton. Now with, where is he? Houston? I don't know what he's been doing preseason. Audric Esme just recently picked this up for $5-6. DC Sports 87. Now with Denver, I hope he does well. Ricky White again, just picked this up. I like that one. JJ McCarthy, just a cool color match, unfortunate injury, so probably taking a hit there. I think I paid about 30. And then I think these should all be, here we go. Oh, there's another Ricky White yellow. I love Ricky White, 1,400 yards or 1,370 something last season. Go offense. Marion Brennan. I always mix up his first and last name. Go learn about him. Travis Hunter, gold shimmer, gold, yellow sapphire, orange. Is that yellow, gold shimmer? I just think the most electric player in the country, and he's going to have the media attention. There's another gold shimmer just laying back there. Teal and green. I'm fine buying the color as opposed to autos. Autos, meh, here's the thing. Would I have rather have bought 3 or 4 autos as opposed to all this color? I don't know. Sometimes the value just makes sense. Couple fuchsias on the Shadur, very polarizing. I get it. Little variation, sick image there. And then some more Shadur, gold early risers, a true blue. Oh, these are basketball. All right. These are not. There's NFL. Okay, here's a couple of college cards. Apologies. And that's all Hannah Dalgo. There's a Tez Johnson here. So Blackout Milroe, I'm not a Jalen Milroe guy. Champion colors, whatever. The narrative changes if he doesn't convert that 4th and 31. That's all I got to say. Simeon Barrow now at Miami. And Tate Carnell. We'll see what he does. Very highly ranked kid going to Ohio State as a freshman. We'll see. Big year for him. Tez Johnson, number 1 receiver in Oregon, I would say 101 out of Mania wild card. I don't know much about the product. I've never really bought or sold it, but that's just something I picked up. I guess I'll just run through this stack right here. And then I'll switch to some of the autos here. Quentin Joyner, 101, paid like $15. He's running back 2, maybe 1 at USC. Quentin Cooley, former Wake Forest guy, then blew up at Liberty. CUSA is not a good conference, so I'm curious to kind of see, is he actually that good, or is Liberty just that dominant? Again, another Quentin Cooley there. I love that 1999 design, though. Quentin Joyner, again, a couple of Quentin Joyners. One of these is a 1 of 1, 3 of 9, 3 of 4. All right, maybe it's coming up. Jonah Coleman, one of my favorite players in the country. I loved him at Arizona. Stockton, California kid. There's a 101 right there. Little sky lasers, black. Should do really well with UW in that offense with Jed Fish, but can't stand Jed Fish. Roderick, I think these are 101s. 101 Earth, I think is what they call it, and that's a gold mojo. little fire like that one a lot. Roderick, running back 2, I imagine, for Georgia right now, but again, I have hope for him. Brock Vandegrift, a reflector to 25, and then just a base to 99. Little red ice, I like that one, and then a white Vivid Futures. Not my favorite product, but whatever. Kentucky's got a lot of talent. I just don't think they'll be able to put it all together. Deuce Robinson, one of my favorites, another local kid, Pinnacle High School, produces 6'5", plays baseball, is a top baseball recruit as well. Hope he does well for sure. Kyron Lacey, wide receiver 1 for LSU. I don't know. That room is so weird. They've got Chris Hilton. They brought in CJ Daniels, who I don't think is the alpha that they thought. Again, balled out at Liberty 1,000 yards, and haven't seen amazing things from him in camp. Kobe Bryant, numbered to 100, one of the best corners in the country. Really fun player to watch. Going to be fun for Kansas. Darius Taylor, 101 auto right there. I love that one. And I think this one's 101. Yeah, 101 gold cracked ice. Loaded running back room for Minnesota, but I'll take the chance. There's a black. I've definitely been buying some Darius Taylor. Pink. I love that one too. Remove that. Antoine Juice Wells coming from South Carolina. I've got a couple more going to ComC. Bo Pribula. And we've got a couple here. Backup at Penn State. One of these is a 101. I guess it's the Sky. It's kind of a dual threat kid. I don't know. Big guy. Wildcat. I don't know. We'll see. Jeremy Bernard. A lot of hype on this kid. Like, people are swearing that he's the next best Bama receiver in history. Sat behind some dudes at Michigan State, went to UW, sat behind 3 top 50 picks, now going to Bama. We'll see. Luther Burden, couple of Leaf autos, just lower end stuff. Again, who knows when his license stuff with Bowman University is coming out, so I like scooping up the ink. Ink is ink, man. That's what people want. CJ Carr at Notre Dame, I think he was a high 4-star kid, 101 gold. Just think that's worth a shot. Jordan Waters, 101 auto, now at NC State. So don't love going to a rival, going from Duke, but whatever. He was somewhat productive. And then we'll just grab here. Bunch of Miller Mosses. I really like Miller Moss, to be honest. I've got a couple more at ComC. We'll see how he does. I mean, Lincoln Riley's track record with quarterbacks is insane. Kyler, Baker, Caleb, 3 Heisman. Matthew Sluka, hand numbered to 100. I like that. He might not start, though. There's another one. Again, he might not start. Malik Haj Williams out of Campbell. Kind of been doing okay in camp, so that'll be interesting to watch. But I love Sluka. Haj is the much better passer, but Sluka is way more dynamic. Omarion Hampton, 101. This is an orange. Thought it was a gold. I think it looks more gold, but Omarion should be one of the best. Donovan McCulley, just a gamble. Signed as a quarterback to Indiana, then switched after his first year. 6'5", 230 receiver. Had a pretty good year last year. Sione Vaki, dual threat or two-way player at Utah last year, now with Detroit. All right, let's get to some gold autos, some Bowman autos, and I think this is just general as well. Donovan Ezeraku, 2 autos that must have been cut off. I probably have 4 or 5 of these. Just, again, Boston College's best player. His autos, I've been buying those under $10, so I'll take the chance. Michael Williams, again, one of the best defensive players in the country. Nice little gold auto for Georgia. Harold Perkins, a pair of golds, and I've also got a pair of golds at ComC. I think I also have a graded copy as well, a PSA 9, I graded myself. So love Harold Perkins there. We'll see how his move to inside backer works. Not optimistic. You lose Mason Smith and Makai Wingo. I think that was his name. 2 big interior linemen, so we'll see. Smile Mondon, linebacker class is really weak this year. I do like his inscriptions with the 2, smile, whatever. We'll see. Keon Keeley, I bought this recently. Again, 5-star kid, number 3 in the country out of Tampa. Had shoulder surgery. I think he's listed as D-end here. I think he made a switch to interior. I don't know. He's 6'5", 260, I think. 6'6", 242. He bulked up this offseason. He's had some high praise from the coaching staff. So interesting to see. Malachi Starks, the number 1 safety in the country. Got a pair of those as well for Georgia. Jihad, I mentioned him before. Got a couple. 2 golds. I'm doing this left-handed now. 6'3", 230. Had a scoop and score last year against maybe Tennessee, was it? I really like him. Caleb Downs, the second best safety in the country. Dylan Thieneman out of Indiana. I'd love to see his cards. He's probably number 2, or 3. Then you get Caleb Downs right there. Gold auto. Paid up for that one, but I believe in it. Jackson Dart, a couple of these. Paid $50 for these recently. I think one of the best quarterback prospects. I hope he does well. On paper, Ole Miss is probably, they have the best roster of 85 out of anyone in the country. I don't know how they do it, but Lane Kiffin gets starters to go be second and third string on his roster. I don't know how. Another Ruben Owens, I'd love to get out of it. Just, I'm not going to hold a torn ACL for a year to be hopeful there. Jalen Daniels, again, we've talked about him. Spencer Rattler, I sold one of these. I'd like to keep him. I do think he will start for New Orleans at some point. Ty Simpson Green just picked this up. I like Ty Simpson. His film from high school, Martin, Tennessee, looks incredible. Looks like a Johnny Manziel type guy. A guy I've believed in since I saw his film when he was in Bowman University. Went very heavy with him. There were odds last year, Ty Simpson and Jalen Milroe to be named the starter, and it was very close. It was a lot closer. Whether that's actually true or accurate, I don't know. But I've been buying Ty Simpson since, and just willing to take a chance. I don't know, but they did bring in the kid from UW, Austin Mack. That's a DeBoer guy, so we'll see how that goes. Kool-Aid McKinstry, yellow auto, now with New Orleans. We'll see. Dorian Singer, you'll see a lot of Dorian Singer. I bought his stuff at release very high, and then I just kind of kept buying him. I don't know. I like him. I believe in him. If he can figure things out and get on the field, I really believe in Dorian Singer. He's a really good athlete. Just couldn't figure it out at USC. A couple Brandon Innes autos. Not my favorite guy. You're paying for recruiting hype because 247, 24/7, On 3, Rivals, all these people said he was good. That's the only reason why you know him. So, in wide receiver, whatever. Warranted, but you're buying into hype. One catch for 51 yards, granted it was for a touchdown. Mason Smith there, as I mentioned. I'm a little nervous with him being gone now. All right, this stack, Kool-Aid McKinstry again. I went heavy on Kool-Aid last year. Probably break even, maybe a little bit of a loss, who knows. Monterey Baldwin, one of the fastest guys in college football. I think in 2022 he clocked a faster time than Tyreek Hill on field. So something to think about. Baylor's got a great receiver core. They bring DeQuan Finn, who I was heavy in last year. Reading the preseason stuff, Toledo was a lock to win the MAC, which I think they did. Or they went to the championship game. They lost to Miami. He was just underwhelming for me, honestly. You're the best team in the MAC on paper with the roster that you have, the talent you have. Penny Boone, what did he do? He didn't do much. So now he's going to the Big 12. Good luck. Justice Haynes, we talked about him before. Split backfield, I like it. I would take Justice Haynes over Miller, but that's just me. Brennan Presley, again, one of the most disrespected in terms of prices. Stuff is going up, though, which I'm happy about. Graham Mertz, I don't know. This was cheap, like $20. I mean, you know what? A color match of a premium product, Florida, SEC, I'll take it. Jalen Daniels, nice color match there. I like buying sapphires of color match, blue schools. I think all of those, were they blue? Oh, except for Brennan Presley, just cheap though. Walker Howard. We'll see. Austin Simmons is the other guy competing for a QB1 next year, I imagine. But don't bank on him to be the starter at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin has proven, as I mentioned, he will get starters. He brought in Spencer Sanders last year. Starter at OK State. Didn't even play last year, so be careful. Dane Key. Nice little blue auto there. Good receiver core with him and Barry Brown. Mason Taylor, another guy that I like. Kobe Prentice. I was just buying Kobe because I feel like there's just, who's there? Like you got Ryan Williams, the 5-star kid. Jeremy Bernard is getting the hype. I'm like, I don't know. Who's the Kendrick Law or who Law? Kobe Law? No, Kobe Prentice. There's Law and you lost Isaiah Bond, who was their tight end. Amari Nyblack. Now at Texas, Taj Brooks. I love Taj Brooks. Huge volume, 300 carries last year. I think it was 290 with 10 touchdowns. Don't love that he only had 10 touchdowns given the volume, but he's a workhorse, so I like that. A couple Dylan Gabriel's, just a guy that I believe in for the Heisman. That's going to be my pick. I'm going to lock it in now. I was buying these at 25, 30 bucks a piece. I liked buying the first logo. It's unlicensed. It kind of goes with Oregon. As opposed to the OU stuff, just wasn't for me. Jackson Arnold, I've had this for a while, picked it up. I've had a ton of watchers on eBay. I'm not going to have FOMO on Jackson Arnold. I promise you that. Ricky White autos. I love Ricky White. This is only ink in Bowman University. He has Leaf autos. You can buy them for great value, but if a kid has licensed product, I'm buying the licensed product. The only thing that would change is like transfer jersey stuff maybe, but just understand what I'm saying there. Oscar Delp, I've been buying him. He's gotten a lot of hype too. I don't understand. Not a guy I believe in. I believe in Ben Urosic. He did have a late start. He had to graduate from Stanford before he went to Georgia for practice. He's priced like he's halfway to Brock Bowers. And what has he done? Brock Bowers was hurt for 3-4 games. Didn't even notice Oscar Delp. Drew Allard, people will look at his stats, 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and say that he's amazing. The concerning part is that he's been a draft guy by NFL scouts since he was a freshman, and that's what's alarming. You just don't know what these scouts are going to do, but 6'5", rocket arm, Ohio kid, I don't know. Not for me. Riley Leonard, he was a guy last year that got a lot of hype and he's a prototypical quarterback prospect. And then they beat Clemson week 1. I was on a plane. I forgot where I was going. But, yeah, just not for me, to be honest. Dual threat guy. He can run. He will run on you, but I'm not a Notre Dame fan. Just not for me. No O-line at Notre Dame, so that's concerning. I just bought this. It was a PSA 8. I cracked it, so there's that. Brian Thomas, not a guy I believe in, but it was cheap. It was in my Discord and the Good Deals channel, so thought it was like 50% comps, basically. Brendan Sorsby, Cincinnati, we'll see what they do. I like Sorsby, and I like Corey Kiner, 1,000-yard rusher, transfer from LSU. I think he's from Louisiana. Their defense, Noah Fafita, 101. I think this is a pre-production proof. Yeah, I got that for $10 all day. Caden Salter, I've got a couple of Caden Salters here. One of my favorite buys, to be honest. You look at what he did in year 1 in, Cheney. Chadwell. Jamie Chadwell. There we go. I combined both his names. Jamie Chadwell's system at Liberty. He was number 3 in scoring offense. Look at what he did with Grayson McCall, 3-time Sun Belt Player of the Year. So something to think about. Rocco Becht, guy that I like. I was on him. I knew about him in high school. I had Wiregrass Ranches. I do graphics on the side. Their quarterback's coach reached out and he was like, hey, want some graphics for our coaching staff. They wanted Twitter banners and wanted some offers graphics for some of those kids. And he was like, hey, watch out for this kid. Just signed with Iowa State. And then when he had autos, I was like, all right, cool, I'll buy him. And that was in his Wiregrass Ranch, high school jersey. Then he became the starter. And I just bought one auto or 2. Then he became the starter, and I thought he had a fantastic year. So I started buying him like crazy. So this is clearly to 3. Nice little jersey match, little orange to 20. I've got a ton of the Happy Holiday autos at ComC and some of the base prospects. And I like this red, limited to only 50 copies right there. So that's cool. Got a lot of Jaden Davis here. Jaden Davis, 4-star kid now at Michigan. He's from North Carolina. Any of them lowish numbered? 6 of 7, 5 of 8, 7 of 8, 3 of... No, not really, but I imagine he's Michigan's future. I don't know. Just don't know how you can go into the system in the year knowing that Alex Orji's your guy, and now you're competing with Jack Tuttle. Whether that's a legitimate competition, I don't know. Scary either way. DJ Lagway, people say is the truth. I'm not going to buy into him insanely. Maybe some of the cheap value stuff, but to buy into some of his prices, it doesn't make sense. But I get it. People want hype, and they believe all these websites. So maybe he is the truth. Nobody knows, but we'll see. Thomas Castellanos, 101 right here. Great athlete. I was really impressed that they beat, that's jersey number 1 of 4. I was really impressed that they beat SMU in the bowl game. I'm very high on SMU. Rhett Lashley, their head coach, and that offense. They brought over a ton of Miami guys. SMU, not to get off track, but SMU is very similar a Missouri. Not sexy to go out of high school, especially if you're in the Dallas area. Then you go to Ole Miss or Tennessee or Texas A&M don't play, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to go to SMU or I'm going to go to Missouri. They got it going on. So if I could buy stock in 2 programs right now, it's SMU and South Carolina. Watch out for those 2 in a year from now, I think. Joey Aguilar, black. I like App State this year. A couple of Joey Aguilars there. Kyron Drones, man, I was buying Kyron Drones early this offseason. That's a 101 black right there out of Mania, and a little red color match there. Virginia Tech returns a ton of guys. We'll see. We'll see. A lot of Noah Fafita here. I'm just going to zip through these, but Noah Fafita, that's a 101. Let's see. That's a 101 right there. That's a sick one. Probably one of my favorites. I think that's a 101. 101. Is that a 101? Nope. 1 of 5. This one's a 101. The Gold Mojo. I like the Armed and Dangerous. That might be a 101. Nope. 2 of 5. Nope. All right. So yeah, Noah Fafita. I like collecting him because he's Arizona. And probably, I don't know. He's only started 8 games. So that's the thing. You're kind of prospecting, and in a Jed Fish system, I don't trust Jed Fish to evaluate good quarterback talent. Look at, his first year at Arizona. It took him 6 weeks to play Jordan McLeod, and then he got hurt, unfortunately. Then he started Jaden DeLora, and Noah Fafita was on the bench. It took a Jaden DeLora injury for Noah Fafita to play. So understand that. Malachi Nelson, I think we started off talking about him, did not win the quarterback job. I bought these pretty cheap, under $20. I thought it was good value, but not a guy that people were like, Boise State, they're going to be in the playoffs. I'm like, no, they're not. Now they got, some kid. But shout out to all the recruiting websites that had him ranked as a top 5 player in the country. KC Conception, one of my favorite receivers, freshman All-American, has leaf autos, but I like the Onit. Onit's not a huge player for me right now, but I will value the license over anything else. Isaiah Bond, I don't know if I talked about him again, but cheap, and he's with Texas. Quinn Ewers, they're going to the playoffs, I imagine. Xavier Restrepo, I've got a lot of his sticker autos, but I like this one because it's on card. He's going to have over 100 receptions, I imagine, in Miami's offense, barring injury. Mitchell Evans, one of the best tight ends in the country. I'd say number 2 behind Colson Loveland. Gabe, you say something nice about Michigan. There you go. I think this is the 1 of 1. Quentin Joyner. Yeah, we saw him earlier. I'll have to stack that up. So there we go. Let's get into this higher end stuff now. So this is all like the golds, other random stuff, and better. So let's just rip right through it. So here's a 101 right here. 101, Montrell Johnson, Pap, one of my favorite players in the country. Just a hard runner. Really like him. Jackson Dart, again, one of the better buys, in my opinion, for the time being. We'll see on paper. They stack up. Sam Hartman, 101, nice one there. Bought that for like 125. We'll see what he does. Ricky White, again, 9 of 10, one of my favorite players. We're kind of getting into repeats here. Brennan Presley, beautiful black sapphire right there. Jackson Dart, best auto. Damian Martinez. I've been selling a ton of Damian Martinez over the last few weeks. I think people are catching on. I'm going to bump this price up just in case it sells because I really don't want to sell it. Orange sapphire, beautiful now at Miami. Montrell Johnson, again, I think we've got quite a few of these. Yeah, you could say I like Montrell Johnson there. Mason Taylor, we've seen him quite a bit as well. One of the best tight ends, in my opinion. And LSU has a big void to fill. More Brandon Presley. Jaden Bray didn't do a whole lot. From Bixby, or is it Presley? One of them. I think it's Presley. Presley is like one of the greatest Oklahoma high school players of all time. Jaden Bray, now at West Virginia, I don't know, just took a chance. It was cheap. I don't know if he cracks the rotation. They've got a good team at West Virginia. A lot of players. Jaheim White, there's the kid. He had the catch versus Houston. Former walk-on. I can see his curly hair. Whatever. Dorian Singer. Orange Shimmer, whatever. Jason Marshall, he was mocked early first round 2 years ago, I guess. Had a terrible first 10 weeks and then kind of figured it out to end the season. Taylon Green, again, a lot of hype. Gold auto. It doesn't bother me, I guess, as much when that's his only auto. Jalen Daniels there. Brady Cook. I don't think we've talked about Brady Cook. I like Missouri. Very easy schedule. I believe in Eli Drinkwitz. I believe in their who's their OC, Kirby Moore. Moore, the guy from Boise State. Moore. He was Boise State, then Dallas's OC, and I think he's in LA with the Chargers. Moore. I'm blanking on his name, but there we go. Turned down Bama and DeBoer because he was previously at Fresno State, then took this Missouri job. That was his first year. Year two, maybe that's, year two guy in the system, third year starting. Tyler Van Dyke, gold auto, just a play, big Northeast quarterback, 6'4", 225, rocket arm. We'll see. KJ Jefferson, I think could be sneaky. I don't know. UCF's getting hype. We'll see what happens there, I guess, but not super optimistic. Cam Rising, I love. Blake Shapen, I think I sold one of my other Shapens. Now at Mississippi State, they're going to be terrible. Don't even bother, but that's there. Devin Neal, one of the best backs. They've got another good back who could steal some touches from him. Justice Ellison, I bought some Justice Ellison mid-July when I saw he was or late July when I saw he was at Media Days. I was picking these up for like $5 a piece. I sent a couple to ComC, but just cheap stuff. Raheem Sanders, hope he's healthy. 1,400 yards as a sophomore, I think, at Arkansas. Now at South Carolina. That's going to be a dangerous team. Again, South Carolina buys stock. Montreal, again. Jay Denot. First time we're seeing Jay Denot. Really like him. One of the best running backs in the country. People are going to find out about him. Cal's going to put up points. They're going to put up points for sure. All right, second stack. This should all be like goldish autos, I think. Josh Williams, that LSU is just crazy in general. They've got Josh Williams, John Emery, and Caleb Jackson. Like, it's going to be a all right, apologies. My phone said it ran out of storage. I usually just delete all my videos, and I don't ever clear them out of, permanent storage or whatever, or delete forever. So apologies. So here we go. Frank Gore now with Buffalo, signed undrafted. Crazy. Hope he does well. Jace McClellan, where is he? Is he Miami? I don't know. I got that super cheap. It was like $15. Jaquavius Marks now at USC. We'll see what he does. That'll be interesting. Ches Malusi can't stay healthy. They brought in Tawi Walker. It's an air raid offense now. So, people were like, oh, that's a ground and pound. It's like, well, you should have been buying Ches and Tawi Walker if you really think that's the case, but it's not. Justice Haynes, a couple gold autos there. Raleek Brown, man, one of my favorite players coming out of high school. Matter Day, 5-star kid. The closest thing you could see from Reggie Bush, to be honest. Really, really like him. Now at Arizona State, we'll see. Didn't do a whole lot. His dad, I think, his dad was kind of being a nuisance last year, and it's like, oh, we're sitting out this season. And, I don't know really what happened. Phil Maffa again there. Ricky White. Jacob Cowing, one of my favorite Arizona players of all time, the 7th most yards in college football history. Dominic Lovett, sneaky guy here. We'll see what he does. He is a transfer from Missouri. Didn't do a whole lot last year, but no more Brock Bowers. They got to replace Brock Bowers, so we'll see. Kobe Prentice, gold again. Makai Lemon, we've talked about him. A couple golds there. Antonio Gates, I just recently watched his huddle the other day. I think he was a little overrated. He was a 4-star kid. I think his name probably jumped him up there. We'll see. He's got crazy potential, but not for me. Couple Dorian Singers there, more Ricky White, and more Monterey Baldwin. I like the golds with the color match and that kind of stuff there. So, all right. Joseph Griffin now at Wisconsin. I do like him a lot. JoJo, go get it. He was a 4-star kid from Massachusetts. Jermaine Burton just picked this up. Hope he does well. Jalil Farouk. OU's got one of the best receiver rooms in the country. Andrel Anthony is probably like your 4th or 5th with Jalil Farouk. You got Nick Anderson, freshman All-American last year. Who's the kid, Deion Burks from Purdue. They've got Gavin Sawchuk at running back. A nasty receiver room. Ron Gadsden, not a guy that I'm buying into. Very injury prone, but he's set a ton of records at Syracuse already. Like the greatest tight end. He's labeled tight end, but they line him up as a receiver. But he's like the greatest in history. Trayshawn Holden, not bad value in my opinion. I know I'm an Evan Stewart hater, and I'll openly take, I'll take it if he receives 1,000 yards plus and becomes a real deal. But Trayshawn, I think, could be a little sneaky, I guess, just for the price. Shaz Preston, we talked about him there. Ben Urosic, again, we've talked about. A couple golds. Mason, and then there's 2 more Donovan Ezrakus. All right, so now going into graded stuff or just things like this. So these, I guess, I'm going to try to get off or send off to grading potentially. Jackson Arnold, early riser. Torrey Horton, that is a small dimple. Nico, Ime Lava. We'll see. I'm not a huge believer. Quentin Cooley. Cade Klubnik. Don't have a ton. I think this might be my first and only Cade that I have here. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not impressed. They've got Garrett Riley, the kid from TCU, as their OC. I'm waiting to see something. Garrett Nussmeier, I was buying him a ton. Cam's Cards put me on a year ago, and I have a ton of his stuff on ComC, and then Luther Burden. First license card, so I think that helps. Now into some slabs. Theo Weiss, 101. I think it's just a nice alternative play with Luther Burden there. KJ Bolden, PSA 10, 101. Number 1 safety in the country now at Georgia, coming out of Buford. Dante Moore. Recognize who's in these piles and who's not in these piles, right? So, you don't need to ask, what do you think of this guy? What do you can read between the lines here. This is my first Dante Moore card, and I'm telling you, I picked it up because it was like $20, and that's pretty much it. Not a Dante Moore guy. You're paying for recruiting hype and, potentially the next starting quarterback at Oregon when, they brought in transfer quarterbacks each of the last 2 cycles when they needed a quarterback. Nonetheless, Jalen Daniels, 101, PSA 9. Roman Wilson, hope he does well with Pittsburgh. Say something nice about Michigan, Gaby, please. Kyle Monangai, one of the best running backs in the country that no one really knows about. I doubt anybody in the country outside of New Jersey was watching Rutgers. Maybe if you're in the Big 12 and or Big 10 and you watch your team play him, but otherwise no. Jackson Arnold, I graded these 2 myself. Don't love that, but graded those 2. Thought they were clean. We'll take it. Tetrell McMillan, I've graded some, and I think I bought one. It was just super cheap, like $30. Travis Hunter, yellow sapphire, PSA 10, nice one there. Shadur, don't have a ton of high-end Shadur. Again, once the top prospects, I don't mess with the high-end stuff. That's just not my game. I'd rather just mess with the low end and buy volume at the floor, to be honest. True Blue, I graded this one myself. I'm kind of shocked we got a 10. I was expecting a 9. Nice little sapphire there, and another sapphire graded myself. I think I purchased this one, Dylan Gabriel PSA 10. I really forgot I had that. So there's that. I'm going to move these over. I think these are all pre-production proofs. Caden Salter, 101. I like that. People clown on pre-production proofs. Grow up. I'm making money on them. Jalen Daniels, PSA 9. I graded that one myself. I forgot I had that. Carson Beck graded that. Number 1 quarterback for the time being, I would say. Harold Perkins graded that one myself. I like that. Ricky White. Pulled this out of my sapphire boxes. That was one of the cleanest cards I've ever laid my eyes on. Brady Cook, just the base 10. Devin Neal, this was super clean and just figured I'd send it. And then Justice Haynes. Got this super cheap for like $20 on DC, so I'll take that all day. Last few stacks here. If you're still here, I appreciate it. Drop a comment. Let me know you're still here, I guess, because I appreciate you, and you are a real one if you made it to this point. Justice Haynes. This was pretty cheap, like $30 there. Brandon Innis, I tried to create a stack on DC Sports one week, and this was the only card that I won. Won it for like $15, not the worst thing in the world. Got this one super cheap. I'm pretty sure I got it for like $20 shipped at one point. People were just sleeping. Jalen Daniels, I graded this myself. I thought I would get a 9.5, but I was very happy with the 10. These SGC 10s, I picked them up super cheap, like $25. I'll take it. Graded that one myself, just wanted to give it a shot. And then bought this one for $60. Just thought it was a decent, Beck numbered. Did I already go through this? I did not. Beck numbered, top quarterback for right now. Sapphire right there on the Travis Hunter, and a pink as well. Got a steal on this one. This is a fuchsia to 75 for like $80. Thought that was decent. A little high school prospecting. Juju Lewis, this was stupid cheap, like $15 for a 10 at Carrollton. He's been dropping in the rankings. He's committed to USC. I don't think he'll actually end up going there. Colorado, Indiana seem very viable as well, but we'll see. And then a couple Travis Sapphires. I graded these myself. And then a PSA 10 X-Fractor. I like X-Fractors, one per hobby. Just kind of makes sense. All right, last stack here. Again, if you made it this far, I appreciate you very much, and I know you're a real one. I don't know, if you're still here, again, just let me know, because I appreciate you 100%. Noah Fafita, 101. Just, again, a little play there. Antoine Hill Jr., a 2025 kid committed to Memphis out of Georgia. He's a dog. Watch out for him. He will be a force. Jeremy Bernard, 101. Again, the hype. We'll see. Ty Simpson now at Tulane, transferred. I thought he was grossly overrated coming out of high school. He dominated a low level of football at Mesquite. And I think Mario Cristobal's assessment of talent in Phoenix was absolutely terrible. All those kids have transferred out and gone to lesser programs and have still not done anything. Matthew Sluka, nice little 101 there. I don't know if he'll start. That's the scary part. KJ Bolden, got this for like $15. Number 1 safety in America. Kool-Aid, yikes. I paid, I don't know, probably like $50 for this. I thought it was a really good deal. And I like his full auto, JaQuincy McKinstry. Graded that myself, got a 10. Been holding that for almost a year now. So not great. Phil Maffa, 9 on the Sapphire. I like that one a lot. Bowling ball guy. I think I recently bought this one. I don't think I graded that one. That was like $60 or $70. And then a couple Tetro McMillans that I graded myself. He's hurt right now, so be cautious. His prices are very high. Travis Hunter, and then Carson Beck. Bought this on Discord for I think 80. I think it's got room for 120. So that's everything, man. What is that, like 40 plus minutes, 45 minutes? If you enjoyed, let me know. Drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe. If you want to see my ComC portfolio, I'm happy to share that. College football is here. I'm excited about it. Best time of the year. Join my Discord. Join my college football Discord. That's where you want to be all season. We're going to make some money. So if you enjoyed, let me know. Peace. Love you.